EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the New Orleans Saints. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. McCole Hardman to return it from his end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you feel like you can. And when you look at this team, you definitely think that it is, because anytime you can tell your offense, just get us a couple of touchdowns, we got this thing locked down, that's when you know you're playing well. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run, because we envision them in offenses catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Kamara up the middle, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
Well, they went back to him, but the results were similar, so I highly doubt that he'll get another opportunity here on 3rd and long.
So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Toward the sideline, intercepted. Jacorian Bennett has it. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. So, Charles, offensively, this group really playing at a high level, 7-0. And we're still a long ways from discussing a potential unbeaten season, I think. But to use a golf expression, no blemishes on the card, at least to this point.
Yeah, unlike my teenage years where there were blemishes everywhere and the dermatologist was on speed dial. But I do think that they're going to have to start answering questions about this start if they keep winning games. You and I both know, we in the media, we'll start to obsess about it. And
his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Jacorian Bennett has it. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Well, what a response by that defensive unit, Charles, because they just saw their offense throw the interception. They come out there, not only get an interception of their own, but they take it back for the touchdown.
I won't sing it because no one wants to hear that, but perhaps an early case of anything you can do, I can do better between these defenses. A lot of people came to expect the offense to light this game up, but so far, the defenses are stealing the show.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Hardman going to bring it out of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves them with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here is 3rd and 5. Now Carr. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That's taken at around the 40. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10.
At their own 46-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. A gain of just 1. Now you look at this Saints defense. They were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
I don't know what the actual percentages are. I don't know the analytics on when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches have always told me, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%.
He'll find Schwartz complete right side. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at one 48-yard line and ended at the other. Here's Wilson. Short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. His first catch, good for 16 and a first. When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
From the 31, here's a 2nd and 9. Now it's Wilson. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 21. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, and he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Against a team coming off a win, just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Motion man is Schwartz. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. He's got room to roam. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. Anthony Schwartz, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders go up by 2 touchdowns. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. Hardman going to bring it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Now 2nd and 9. Carr. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. You look at this Raiders defense, currently number 1 in the NFL against the run.
And I know, just like me, you're fired up about this one because this is the irresistible object and the immovable force. They're going head-to-head, number 1 versus number 1. I've talked about that running backs renaissance for a while. Can they slow these guys down? Where's my helmet? I want to play.
Jeez, you are fired up. Something's got to give. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing his car on 3rd down. There's Chris Olave. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. A very good punt, but a 16-yard... And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10.
You don't see that too often, Charles. He punted that away and then hustled up to make the stop as well.
Yeah, because oftentimes they serve as their own safety after punting it. You want to be the last guy, but he decided to get involved in the action, didn't he? And what a spark that's got to provide for the rest of his team when they see their punter out there making a nice hit.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Well, they run with Jacobs on 1st down, and he'll take this forward for about 5.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37.
Play action. It's Wilson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
That's the former Buckeye Pete Warner getting the sack. That's a step in the right direction defensively here because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction, and that means it's something to build on. So you get the first one, and hopefully that can ignite them, and now they can make a few more plays and get back into this game.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
And this one dropped in the end zone. Oh, looked like a touchdown, but not to be, and now it's 4th down.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. Carlson able to put this one through.
Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5 shy of that, but only a handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting him.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they are over 500 for the season, 4-3. They got back above 500 with a victory last week. And, Charles, you think this is a very important week for them, do you not?
I certainly do, because when you start to do the math, and, yes, I'm using my fingers to count. If you're 4-4 at the midway point, let's say you're saying 10 wins is your cutoff line for a playoff berth. It's usually right around that number. A loss here, all of a sudden you've got to go 6-2 down the stretch just to reach 10 wins. That means this game is vital.
He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. Move the chains. A gain of 7 on 3rd down. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
2 yards on the pickup there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards there, good for a Saints 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They run it again with Kamara. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Meanwhile, Carr's throw caught by Olave.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. From midfield, here's Carr.
There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 35. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara.
And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 42 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone.
62 blaster.
And they run the option here on 1st and 10.
And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
But sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. This pass going to be caught by, and he fumbled it. It's on the ground.
And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the 1st. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Here's Carr to throw. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14.
Bilal Nichols in there to take him down.
Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
14-yard line, 2nd and 11.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Derek Carr in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Saints are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half.
If you're going to play quarterback in the NFL, you've got to have great vision, and you've got to remain calm when things break down in the pocket. Both of those traits are on display there. He surveys the situation, sees the middle of the field open, so he's just going to step up and take it himself. Very well done there.
Extra point by York is up and good.
And that'll cut the lead to 17-7.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble of bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27.
Final play of the half. It's Wilson. Going for the deep ball. And this one is incomplete. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. A 10-point game, 17-7 the score as we get back to it on EA Sports.
Now this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
Offense set to get this drive started. On the ground, Jacobs will get the third quarter started. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Play action. Now Wilson. And a quick throw here. That's complete. First target, first catch, and a first down.
Nice play call. A little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
Counter play with Jacobs.
And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. 48 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they established that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
Put a man in motion left, Ridley. He's going to get it on the jet sweep.
Taking it right down Broadway.
And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
Josh Jacobs
hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders are able to extend their lead.
Well, I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Hardman going to bring it out of the end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Bilal Nichols able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
They snapped the ball backed up inside their own 10. Now they're backed up even further, and they can thank their coverage for that. They called the zone, and they were aggressive enough to deny an early window, and that gave their rushers a chance to get to the pocket.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. So that one will get them halfway to the first down marker. 7 yards makes it 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Carr going to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Again, it's Kamara. And he'll get this up to about the 40.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Carr. That is caught. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now Carr. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Kamara is going to go backwards. He'll lose yardage back to the 5. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
And now you have to wonder, partner, at what point in time do they forget the running game? It's been a struggle so far in this one. I would think they'd have to start throwing it a little bit more.
Kamara trying again. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara with career touchdown number 109. That ties it with Barry Sanders on the all-time NFL list. And the Saints are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
You know, Wilson going to change things up here. Motion man is Schwartz.
Now Wilson on 1st down. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
Isaiah Foskey.
He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Here's Wilson to throw. And his throw here is incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield of man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Wilson. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Pulled in at the 24. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and supply? And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff, and when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge at the point of attack, aren't we? Not only are they controlling the initial contact, they actually utilize...
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Kamara trying the right side. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
103 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Oh, a design run for their wideout. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move, and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Saint touchdown.
Alvin Kamara
with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Saints have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
He's having a nice little game. Maybe already has an eye on that 3rd touchdown.
And how about what our producer, Christian McLeod, likes to say when they've scored touchdowns like this? He's put a tent up in Touchdown City.
Extra point by York is up and good.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he'll go out of bounds all the way down inside the 35.
But when the highlight is shown of this play, all attention is going to be on the person running with the football. But how about the group as a whole, setting up that big-time return, yardage that we won't even account for in the box score, may help them win the game.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there. And I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory, and as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you?
No, you really don't, because as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's real hard to put it back on and mash it, because once everyone's emotions come down, hard to start them up again. So I think you may want to keep them cranking high right here.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets them up 1st and goal.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself, because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Here's Jacobs. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal.
Jacobs again. And not a whole lot there as they get him down at about the 2.
Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you're
without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal.
Jacobs. And Jacobs, I don't think is going to get there, no. It appears they're going to mark him short of the 1st.
No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. Touchdown!
Anthony Schwartz.
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Raiders are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. Now, that's certainly an important touchdown there and makes this a 2-score game.
But as we've seen, no lead is safe in this one with the way these two offenses have lit up the scoreboard. I would imagine that on their sidelines, they're both yelling at their defenses, hey, you want to get involved here? One big play from you, that could win the game for us.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Hardman going to bring it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone.
An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Picked up by Divine Diablo.
And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Nifty move. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
113 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
14 yards is the pickup there and a Raider first.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Shifts by at the 15. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is first and goal.
Going for the knockout punch. They'll try and run.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs, a 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Raiders add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Hardman going to bring it out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Down! We're due!
Kamara up the middle. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13. He's done his part sailing past the century mark on the ground with rushing yardage, but his team, a different story.
Yeah, they're down big in this ball game, so sometimes you wonder to yourself how much of that is him with a great performance and how much of that is the defense just loosening up because they have a big lead.
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Max Crosby in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara across the 30 to the 31-yard line. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
On third down, here's Kamara.
And he was able to shed 1 tackle, but could not get away from there.
This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
It's 4th down.
What a performance. All those points put on the board. And, Charles, it wasn't just by the offense. The defense put some points on the board as well. They were solid today.
Yeah, it was a complete effort to secure the win, and both sides of the ball made big plays. But how demoralizing is it when the opposing defense can take one all the way back against you? And that was the case here. That really sparked them to victory.
So for the Raiders,
they continue to cruise as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign.
and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Saints,